December 2025. Miami. A packed showroom. Cameras rolling. Elon Musk's $10 trillion robot is handing out water bottles to a crowd of investors and fans. Then it stops moving right. Its hands shoot up to its own face, fingers grasping at nothing, the exact motion of someone ripping a VR headset off their head. 2 seconds later, it's flat on its back on the showroom floor. Silence, then laughter. Then the internet loses its mind. Because Optimus wasn't supposed to be a puppet. It was supposed to be the most valuable product ever built. Musk had told shareholders this one robot could bring in $10 trillion in revenue. He told them it could push Tesla's market cap from just over $1 trillion to $25 trillion, a number bigger than the GDP of every country on Earth except 2. And in one clumsy backward fall, caught on a phone camera, the whole illusion cracked. This is the story of how a car company convinced the world it was building the future of labor itself, how one leaked video exposed the man behind the curtain, and how the gap between what Musk promises and what Optimus can actually do became impossible to ignore. Rewind to 2021. Tesla's already the most valuable car company on the planet, and Musk wants more. At an event called AI Day, a dancer in a spandex suit walks on stage pretending to be a robot. It's a joke mostly, but Musk stands up and says, this joke is about to become real. He calls it Optimus. He says it'll be bigger than the car business, bigger than self-driving. He says humanoid robots will end labor scarcity itself. People laugh. Tesla stock barely blinks, but Musk keeps talking. Every earnings call, every shareholder meeting, the robot gets bigger promises attached to it. Mass production by 2025. Millions of units in factories. A price tag around $20,000, cheap enough for a household to own one like a car. And this is where the machine really starts working. Not the robot, the narrative. Every few months a new video drops. Optimus walking. Optimus sorting objects. Optimus folding a shirt. Optimus at the premiere of a movie, throwing kung fu kicks next to actor Jared Leto. Musk posted himself. 2 words. AI not teleoperated. Wall Street eats it up. Analysts start pricing Optimus into Tesla's valuation as if it's already shipping. Because if this thing is real, actually real, the math is staggering. A robot that can do any human job, at scale, forever, no wages, no sick days. Musk isn't selling a product. He's selling a new industrial revolution with his face on it. Tesla's stock swings on tweets, on kung fu clips, on 30-second videos of a machine watering a plant. This is a company where the emotional temperature of one man moves hundreds of billions of dollars in market value overnight. And nobody wants to be the one who asks the boring question. How much of this is the robot and how much of this is a guy in a lab wearing a headset? Because here's the thing nobody wanted to say out loud. Robotics engineers who'd spent decades in the field kept noticing something. The movements looked too smooth, too human, too specific. Real autonomous humanoid robots in 2025 still struggle with basic things. Uneven terrain, grasping irregular objects, recovering from a stumble without face planning. Optimus was doing none of that in the demos. It looked less like artificial intelligence and more like a very expensive marionette. Then came Miami. The event was called Autopilot Technology and Optimus, a live showcase inside a Tesla store. Optimus is behind a table covered in plastic water bottles, handing them out to the crowd, posing for photos, even dancing a little. Charming stuff. Exactly the kind of viral moment Tesla wants. Then its movements get jerky. Water bottles start dropping. And then, on camera, in front of a room full of people filming on their phones, it raises both hands to where a human forehead would be and yanks at something that isn't there. Then it topples backward and crashes flat onto the floor. A robotics executive named 6Live posts the clip within hours. His caption is brutal. If there was any question that Optimus uses teleoperation, here you go. One clearly has a guy take the headset off and it falls over. The clip explodes because that gesture, hands to the face, ripping at an invisible object, is instantly recognizable to anyone who has used a VR headset or watched a teleoperation rig. It's the universal motion of someone logging off. The theory spreads in hours. Somewhere backstage or in a remote facility, a human operator wearing a VR rig had just been controlling Optimus's arms and legs in real time. And when that operator took off their headset to step away, the robot's software faithfully copied the motion, arms shooting up toward a face it doesn't have, then collapsing the second human control disappeared. It's being called a Wizard of Oz moment. Pay no attention to the underpaid human behind the curtain, quietly steering your $10 trillion robot so it can hand out bottled water without falling into the crowd. Musk had already, weeks earlier, insisted a widely shared clip of Optimus throwing kung fu kicks was pure AI, not teleoperated. He told investors on the October earnings call that the robot performed at a movie premiere completely on its own, out in the open, no strings attached. The Miami fall didn't just embarrass a product demo. It directly contradicted the founder's own public claims, on video, in front of a room full of witnesses filming from every angle. Now, robots falling over isn't new. Boston Dynamics has spent 15 years releasing blooper reels of robots face-planting into walls, and nobody thought their credibility was ruined. Falling is part of building a robot. That's not the scandal. The scandal is the tell. The specific, human, unmistakable motion of removing a headset that literally is not on the robot's head. That single gesture undid years of carefully cut promotional footage in about 2 seconds. It told the entire internet exactly how the trick had probably been done all along. And the timing could not have been worse, because Musk's entire pitch to shareholders, the $10 trillion number, the $25 trillion market cap target, all of it rests on one single assumption, that Optimus is autonomous, that it thinks for itself. If a human has to strap into a VR rig and manually walk the robot through handing out water bottles at a controlled press event, the leap to millions of fully independent units working unsupervised in warehouses and living rooms gets a lot harder to believe. The backlash split into two camps almost instantly. One side said, "This proves the whole thing is smoke and mirrors, a hype machine propping up Tesla's stock price with a robot that barely functions without a human puppeteer." The other side pointed out that basically every humanoid robotics company on Earth, including well-funded competitors in China and a company called 1X selling a $20,000 home robot, still leans on teleoperation behind the scenes. The technology to make these things fully autonomous in unpredictable real-world settings simply doesn't exist yet, for anyone. But that's exactly the problem for Tesla. Because Musk hasn't been selling investors on promising early-stage robotics research. He's been selling them on a trillion-dollar product that's supposedly production-ready, generating more long-term revenue than the entire automotive industry combined. Every dollar of that valuation assumes a level of real autonomy that one leaked video just called directly into question. So where does this leave things? Tesla's market cap didn't vanish overnight. It never was $25 trillion. That number was always Musk's projection, not a market reality. But the entire bull case for Tesla as an AI and robotics company, not just a car company, depends on people believing Optimus is close to something extraordinary. And extraordinary claims built on carefully edited video clips have a habit of collapsing the moment reality leaks through, one dropped water bottle at a time. The real lesson here isn't really about robots. It's about how easily a valuation can be built on footage instead of function. A company can be worth trillions of dollars on the promise of something that, when the cameras catch it off guard for 3 seconds, turns out to still need a human hiding behind the curtain. Optimus might get there eventually. Genuine autonomous humanoid robots might really change how the world works one day. But right now, the most expensive robot on Earth just proved that the hardest problem in robotics isn't walking or grasping or balance. It's telling the difference between a machine that thinks for itself and a very convincing man behind the curtain.